Bernie Sanders has been quite supportive of the workers at Amazon who are trying to unionize, and to a lot of different union efforts. That's a consistent position he's had for like half a century. And that isn't necessarily something that Amazon is big fans of. So recently, Dave Clark, who's Amazon's consumer chief, said, "I welcome the senator to Birmingham and appreciate his push for a progressive workplace. I often say we, Amazon, are the Bernie Sanders of employers. But that's not quite right, because we actually deliver a progressive workplace for our constituents, a $15 minimum wage, healthcare from day one, career progression, and a safe and inclusive work environment. So if you want to hear about 15 an hour in healthcare, Senator Sanders will be speaking downtown. But if you would like to make at least 15 an hour and have good healthcare, Amazon is hiring." So that is bold from a representative of the corporate monstrosity that is Amazon. All of that on Twitter. This is an official representative of Amazon, who I have read has the nickname, I think, the Sniper, because he used to lurk in the shadows in warehouses at Amazon and fire people if they weren't working hard enough. So I don't know if that's true, but either way, very cool guy. Wozni, what did you think about his response to Bernie Sanders' recent advocacy?
Stick to what you know, brother. You don't do internet speak. You don't do internet snark clearly. And you clearly don't know the record and the life of one Bernard Sanders. Like, you need to watch your mouth. Slow your roll and watch your mouth, brother. That's what I would say to him. And I love this idea that a company that has grown Jeff Bezos's personal wealth, $50 billion since the pandemic has started, could come out and brag about the fact that they pay the employees that fundamentally have a hand in making that so $15 an hour, as if that was some damn thing to throw a parade about. It's embarrassing. And honestly, the point of a union is not just to guarantee livable pay wages, right? It's about the material working conditions at the job site. It's about what can be expected of you as far as your workflow, and management just can't jerk you around, because when it's Amazon against one man, that one, you're toast. They will crush you in no time. But if it's Amazon against the collective workforce that allows for them to collect these immeasurable amounts of riches, that's a different proposition. And that's when you see actual concessions being had. And it won't just be, oh, we give you benefits and we give you $15. While we do need those things, and we need more than $15 if we're being real for somebody as rich as Amazon. So I like the framing. If you don't like the answer, change the question. That's exactly what that dude just tried to do there. But the unionization effort is about much more than just the wages. It's about everything that goes into being an employee and feeling like you're not having the life and soul sucked out of you every time you show up to work.
Totally, yeah, and we have some examples of how that soul sucking actually works. But I want to add to what you said. You said, like that they give hour and then they have this big party that we should be so excited about it. But also, and that they would pretend that they just did that because it was an idea that they had. It had nothing to do with what anyone else was doing. No, it was due to two things: primarily Fight for 15 and labor activists working for years and years and years and years. But amongst politicians, look, there are some great politicians that have been pushing for 15 or more dollars an hour. I think notably Bernie Sanders was one of those over the past half decade or so. Like the idea that if he hadn't been pushing for these things, that Amazon would have just done it to act right, that Walmart would have done it, that Disney wouldn't have changed. Like, they were pressured by him. That's part of the reason that Dave Clark is so incredibly salty about Bernie Sanders, specifically because of how Bernie Sanders intersected with Amazon's policies. But anyway, there's another layer to this that goes beyond Bernie Sanders. So Representative Mark Pocan, he responded to that tweet from Dave Clark saying paying workers $15 an hour doesn't make you a progressive workplace when you union bust and make workers urinate in water bottles. And you might think, oh, this is gonna get bad because Dave Clark is gonna double down. No, it's worse than that. Amazon News, which is a thing, they responded to that saying, you don't really believe the peeing in bottles thing, do you? If that were true, nobody would work for us. The truth is that we have over 1 million incredible employees around the world who are proud of what they do and have great wages and healthcare from day one. So I love to get my unbiased news from Amazon News about the news about Amazon. That's what I love, Wazzy.
I don't even know where to start there. Let's start with just the idea that workers wouldn't allow themselves to be exploited in order to put food on the table and to pay their rent. Excuse me, these are things that actually exist. If I don't work at Amazon, if I don't go out and find somewhere to get some paper, I'm cooked. I'm on the streets and nobody's gonna give a damn about me, especially not in these United States of America. So when workers are faced with basically financial ruin, and bodily ruin from not having health care, et cetera, or exploitative working conditions. Excuse me, everybody's gonna pick the terrible working conditions rather than moving to Skid Row, right? Yeah. So that argument is just laughable. And secondly, I want people to understand that there's not a single gain that's ever been made in the struggle between labor and management that happened because management or capital or our oligarchs or our overseers or our rulers, whatever we want to call them, by the goodness of their hearts said, oh, you want a 5-day work week? Here you go. You want sick leave? Come on, I got you. PTO, I got you. Workman's comp, I got you. You want to end child labor? I got you. Overtime pay, I got. No, they never did any of that for us. Labor had to fight for every single one of these things. So this idea that Amazon is just such a great zaddy and they're just gonna rain the little dollar bills on us because we shake our little tushies for them. It's nonsense, it's laughable, dude. Like, we know what it takes to get these concessions. It has to be fight. Like, power never concedes power to nothing. Threats have to be lobbied. The bottom line has to be threatened, and that's how we get advancements in working conditions, man. This is it's ridiculous.
Yeah, even the companies that have moved to a $15 an hour, it wasn't because like Dave Clark walked out onto the line and he was like, they look stressed and underappreciated. What can I do? Yeah, no, it's they're trying to get out in front of legislation that might be even more stringent in the requirements. They're trying to push that off. He's literally doing it in real time in that Twitter thread. He's saying, don't trust progressive pro-worker politicians, trust your corporate overlords. That is the point of that. And Amazon News is just buttressing it.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.